Good afternoon. Robin Miller here, your winking chef. I am so glad to get to be on here with you all today. I'm going to post a video today, and I hope you'll like it. I think the older I get, the more I start missing my people, my grandparents. You all know how that is. My mother, my daddy, you know how that is. And I've been thinking a lot about how I was raised and what we did during the summer. And we didn't have a lot of money. Nowadays, we would be classified as poor. We would. And so we made do with what we had in the summertime, a garden. And that's what we made a lot of. That's how we ate, was the garden. And then we would have special things like we'd get the opportunity to have beef. Well, I want to show you a beef recipe today that just about anybody can afford. It's not expensive. I'm going to try to do a series. We're going to start with ground beef. And that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to do some ground beef with 1 pound of ground beef. Now, you can really feed a family with 1 pound of ground beef if you put things with it and make it stretch. So that's what we're going to do today. And the ground beef I'm using, now I'm doing a little commercial here for my family, Point Pleasant Angus, and they're in Bland County, Virginia, and Blountville, Tennessee. 2 farms. They have all this great beef. They've started selling their beef now, and you can go on their website. It will be in the link when you see this, and you can get on there and see what's going on. You can reach out to them and buy some beef. I think they are selling by the pound now, and that helps a whole lot. When I want to buy the farm-raised beef. I know a lot of times you have to buy what's in the grocery store, but if I can afford it at all, and it's much more affordable if you can buy it by the pound rather than being told, well, you have to buy half a beef or you have to buy a quarter beef. So Point Pleasant, Kurt's who you'll be talking to, and we have we're selling by the pound now, so it makes it very affordable. And what I've got right here is a 1 pound package, Point Pleasant Farm ground beef, 1 pound package. Keep refrigerated, of course. There you go. This is what we're looking at right here. This is what we're going to use. So I'm going to I'm going to open this up, and we're going to let me find out where I left my scissors. You know, I lose stuff. I don't know whether that's an age thing or I'm just scatterbrained as I'll get out. Let me just turn my eye on here, and we are going to start. We're going to open this up. It is vacuum packed. It comes like that, and I love that. You know, you can put it in the freezer and not worry about it getting freezer burned. Makes it a lot easier. So I'm just cutting this open, and we're going to add this. And I will tell you, I didn't mean to keep it a surprise, and I hope that you all will like it. Some of you probably have never heard of it. We're making stuffed bell peppers. Stuffed bell peppers today. When I was a kid, now my mother's mother, I guess that's my maternal grandmother, she cooked only about enough to keep anybody from starving to death. She didn't love to cook like I do. I get the cooking gene, really and truly, from my dad's mother. She's the one that actually taught me to cook. But now that I'm older, I think, okay, now Granny, that was my mother's mother. She taught me this, and this was what she did. Now, she'd probably flip over in her grave if she could see what I'm doing now. But, because she was basic. She was basic, and you did basic stuff. Well, I'm putting what I like in here. I'm not 6 years old anymore, and if I want to add mushrooms, I'm going to add mushrooms. And I'm going to encourage you to do. So the basic recipe, you won't change. You just basically do what I'm doing, but you are free to add anything you want in here. So let's give it a minute. Okay, I'm going to turn you down so you can see this beef. I've put it in this skillet, and it's cooking pretty good, and I'm getting ready to add some more stuff. So it can I've got it on about medium. I'm going to turn you down, and I'll talk to you. Now, there's my skillet with my ground beef. I'm just browning it up. All right, now let me tell you what else I'm going to add. I put in 1 stalk of celery because I like celery and I chopped it. And 1 small sweet onion. That's what we're going to add right here. Right now, in a minute, I'll add this mushroom. And I've got a little bit of corn we're going to add as well. Let me put that right there so I don't spill it. Oh, and let me tell you something. This smells so good already. And what we're just going to saute this a little bit, just till my onions and my celery get translucent, just till they get a little soft. And then we're going to drain this off a bit after we add the other vegetables. We are going to drain off a little of this fat because you know ground beef has a little fat in it. You can buy a lean ground beef, but the flavor in your ground beef, that comes from fat. I don't know if you realize that or not. So it's best to get that good fatty ground beef and drain it. You don't have to eat all that fat. I drain mine off. I just tip up the skillet and drain it off. Boy, doesn't that look good. I've got 2 cloves of garlic here. I minced. I'm going to add that to this. And we're going to add a little salt and pepper. And I'm just putting a pinch of salt in here. You put as much salt in here as you like. I'll taste this. It calls for a teaspoon, okay? I'm going to taste this, and when I get it the way I want it, then add a little at a time. Remember what the rule is. You can add more. You cannot take any out. Man, doesn't this look good? And I will tell you, this is some of the best beef I've had. And you can tell a difference. When you buy beef at the grocery store, at the market, and the homegrown beef, you can tell a difference. Some people say you can't. Well, they're wrong. You certainly can. I've got my oven preheated to 435. And when I get all this done up, we are going to add it to the bell peppers and bake it about 20-25 minutes. This is a quick, easy, relatively cheap meal. It's summertime. You will add whatever vegetables you want. I'm adding about 4 mushrooms I chopped up. They're the little brown mushrooms. The baby bellas, I believe is what they're called. And corn's in season right now. This is the kernel off of 2 ears of corn. Now, I remember my grandmother adding corn to hers. She never put mushrooms in. Of course, when we were kids, the mushrooms grew out in the yard and you wasn't supposed to eat them. We did not know at my house they were so good and we could eat them. Look at that. Isn't that looking good? Look at that. We're just going to stir this up. We're also going to add an 8-ounce can. Well, I'm not going to add it all at once. That's an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. I'm going to add a little at a time till it looks like I want it to look like, and that's what I want you to do. Add it till it looks like what you want it to look like. The recipe calls for 1.5 cups of rice. I've got my rice ready. And we're going to add rice. And again, I'm going to do what I want to. That's what you can do when if you get the basic recipe, then you can do what you want to. Add any kind of vegetable you want. If you don't like onion, don't add onion. If you don't like garlic, don't add garlic. But I will tell you, for those who don't like onions and garlic, you're missing out. I don't like raw onions, and I don't like raw garlic. But when you cook them a little while, man, they have a flavor like nobody's business. Mixed with this good ground beef, man. Let me try a piece of this beef here. You know, just that little bit of salt. Let me put a little pepper in here. Just a couple of shakes. If you wanted to add a little red pepper, you could. Why don't we do that? Little red cayenne pepper flakes. Let's put a little bit of that in there. I like a little bite when I'm eating, just a little bite. Just a pinch or so. Just a little pinch. I'm going to let this cook down for a minute. Okay, I pulled that up on the side. And I've got this draining. I've got my fat coming down here. You can see it. Now this is the way I do it when I'm cooking. You got a better way of getting that fat off, then I'm going to tell you to do it that way. Give me just, let me get this little measuring cup will work. And then get you a spoon. I'll use a big spoon. And drain this fat off. And really, this is not real fatty hamburger meat. This has really got a good portion to it. And gives it just enough fat in there for a good flavor. I'm going to show you. Now let's see. You're seeing I put that in the measuring cup. Let's just see how much fat was in there. Well, that's not even a quarter of a cup. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's about an eighth of a cup. About an eighth of a cup, that's how much fat was in that. So that's not bad at all. All right, now we're going to put this, well, there's a little, let me get a little bit more here. Now let's put this back on the eye. And we are going to add some of this. We'll put the rice in first. I'm going to turn that eye down because now all we're just doing is mixing it together. Oh my. What do y'all think? Would your grandmothers be as happy as I was? You know, Granny was a stickler, but I will tell you right now, she would appreciate the changes that I've made to this recipe. She would appreciate the mushrooms and the celery. She sure would. I hope my sister, who will be watching this, agrees and doesn't get on me too bad. Oh, look at that. Now, I think that's just about enough rice. We want to taste that beef, not rice. We want to take, now, let's see. Let's add a little of this. This is tomato sauce. That's good, 3 good spoonsful. Let's stir it around and see. I'm going to turn this eye off. I'm through with that eye. And I may have to put that whole 8 ounces in here. What do y'all think? I put in about 3/4 of this can. I'm going to put it all in there. I'm going to put it all in there, and I'm going to add just a drip of water, just enough to rinse the can out. Now, what do y'all think of that? About that? Now, you can get a 9 by 13 dish. You can use a skillet. You can do whatever you want to. I have got a cast iron skillet right here. And this is what we're going to cook it in. Now, let me just say this. You cook this, I'm going to cook it till my peppers get a little tender, about 20-25 minutes, because this is completely done. There's not a thing in here you can't eat right now. Let's try this to make sure I've got it seasoned well. I think it's wonderful. I really do think it's wonderful. Another thing you can do, if you did not want to add that tomato sauce, add you some chopped up tomatoes in there. That'd be really good. Some chopped up tomatoes. Oh yeah, that would be good. Okay. I'm going to turn you back. I'm going to turn you down a little bit, and I'm going to get my bell peppers. I've got 4. I've got 2 yellows and a red. I had an orange one, And I may yet get it out because that looks like an awful lot of stuff. Now, this one I saved so I could show you how I do it. I whittled off a little of the bottom. See that? So it would set up straight. Look at that. So let me get my board. Let's put this right here. And you can see this. Now I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to cut this off. Now, and I'm not going to throw these away. Now, my grandmother would put that right on top of there. And I don't know whether I'm going to do that or not. But we got to clean the insides here. We got to take all these seeds out. See all those membranes in there? We're gonna cut them out. And we're gonna stuff our peppers. We are gonna do that. How about that? Just put it right here in your skillet. Now I've got 4 peppers in here. Oh my, doesn't this look good? I haven't had these in years. I haven't had stuffed peppers. Well, I probably have since I was a kid. I just don't remember it. And we loved them. You know, this was something real special. And let me tell you why. As a kid, I thought it was special because we got our own little pepper. It's individual eating, and we didn't get to do stuff like that. We ate out of a pot. Granny would cook or Mama would cook, and then we had to dip out of family style. This was sort of individual and very special. And I've got, we really do need one of those orange bell peppers. Let me see about getting one. See how big this orange bell pepper is? It's a big one. Let me put you on hold. I'm going to wash it and clean it. All right, see my orange bell pepper? And it's set almost just perfect. It just be a bigger one so somebody gets something special here. I didn't have to whittle it down to make it stand up. Now we are going to put these in the oven. And let them cook for about 20 or 30 minutes. Just till our bell peppers start to get tender. I don't care a thing in this world about them being mushy. So they do not have to get soft. I think a little crunch, but now I like sweet bell peppers. I think they'll have a good flavor and a good taste. So, what do you think about that? Okay. Now that's all we're going to do. I am going to put this in the oven. I've got my oven at 435. And we're going to put this in the oven. And then I will be back in just about 25 minutes. We're going to take them out. We're going to add just a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese on top of them. Put them back in the oven for 5 minutes. And then we're going to be ready to eat. Give me about 20 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, I came back on here while that's still in the oven. It's still cooking, but I wanted to show you 2 things so you would know about it. The first thing I want to show you is what I'm going to do with these tops. See all these tops? We're not throwing them away. Remember, this is a tribute to our grandmothers. They wouldn't throw those away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chop them up, and I'm going to put them in this Ziploc baggie and freeze them. And then when I cook something else and it calls for bell peppers, I'll have quite a few here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to chop them up and put them in here. Another thing I want to show you is I'm going to put cheddar cheese on top of those. I buy blocks. I do not buy shredded. That disturbs me greatly. They'll put something on that cheese when they shred it. I know what they say it is. Some kind of potato starch or something. Is that what they put on there? I just don't know. But I know this. your cheese doesn't melt like it would if it didn't have that on there. So I just buy a block of cheese. I prefer that. Yes, it's more trouble. It certainly is. And if you're in a rush, then go on and buy that shredded cheese. But I buy the block of cheese because I think it's better for you. It's something that is not added. And it's cheaper. A block of cheese is cheaper than buying that shredded stuff. So, let me get this done and I'll come back on here and show you. And then maybe our food will be ready and you'll get to watch me taste it because it's going to be delicious. Okay. Those bell peppers are about ready, but I wanted to show you. I have got, look here, out of 5 tops of the bell peppers, I got 2 cups of chopped bell peppers. Look at that. Didn't throw them away. We've got plenty of bell pepper to eat tonight in these bell peppers. Next time I cook something that calls for bell peppers, I've got these in the freezer. I've got 2 cups of these, and I'm going to divide them a cup and a cup. And if I need them both, I'll use them both. If I don't, I'll use them one at a time. While I was waiting, the cantaloupe. Now, what better thing in the summertime can you have but cantaloupe? I love it. Okay. I'm going to bring you over here. And we're going to take the bell peppers out and put a little of that freshly grated cheese that I grated on it. Put it back in the oven just till it melts. Look at that. We've got 5 very pretty stuffed bell peppers. We're going to add a little of this freshly grated cheese. There it is. And I've got cheddar cheese. If you want some other kind of cheese, you want to put Gouda on here, then you have at it. You want to put mozzarella, you do that. Whatever kind of cheese you want, then that's what you can put on here. If you do not want any cheese, don't put any cheese on there. It's just that simple. If you want to mix a little bit of cheese in with this stuffing mix, mix it away. You can put anything in these bell peppers that you want to. You can turn it into a Mexican dish simply by adding a little chili powder, a little bit more extra pepper. It'll be delicious. It's kind of do whatever you want to. You got the basic recipes. And the recipe will be in the comments and you can go on the website. The website will also, the link will be in the comments when you all see this. Point Pleasant beef. It is fresh, good, farm raised. It's family owned. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. You can buy it by the pound. What better way, you know? I don't have a ton of money to go buy a half a beef or a quarter of a beef. If you do, that's what I suggest you do. But if you're like me and you don't, and you're feeding a family, and you've got 2 or 3 kids running around, then you contact them. They'll let you buy it by the pound. I promise you they will. So this is just the first in several in the series of several recipes we're going to do using. We're going to focus right now on ground beef. Later on, we'll do a roast, and we'll do other things too. But right now, we're focusing just on the ground beef. And I can tell you, you're going to like this. Your family's going to like this. Add you a side of mashed potatoes, and you don't need anything else. Add you some green beans. You don't need anything else. I'm eating this in cantaloupe. That's what I'm eating. That's it. And I sure do hope that you all will try this. Let me put you back on pause for a minute, and when that cheese gets melted, we'll bring it out. You know, these Facebook videos, you got to keep them at 30 minutes or they just wig out and won't let you post them. So, I'll be right back. Okay, the cheese is melted. If you want it to get a little brown, you can. I didn't want it to, but here you go. Here's what we've got here. And I want to show you, there's a cup of chopped bell peppers, just like I promised you. Look at that. And listen, we're saving money and we're doing good. Now, let me find a fork. And I'm going to take this small red one right here. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put it right here. Yeah, you can see me. Oh my goodness. My daughter just came down through here and she says, Mom, that looks amazing. Do you all think it looks amazing? Well, I know it's going to taste amazing. Robin Miller, your winking chef. Contact the Point Pleasant people. Tell them you need some beef. They've got some. They'll let you have it. They'll sell it right away to you. Man, I wish y'all could taste this. This is so good and it smells so good. What I want to do, I'm getting ready to get off here, but I wanted to say something to y'all. That's devastation in Texas today. Started yesterday, best I can understand. A lot of lives have been lost. Lord, we just need you to show mercy on these folks, Lord. Lord, you all pray, all you folks out there watching me, send some prayers over to Texas. Wrap your loving arms around them. And us up here in East Tennessee and over in North Carolina knows exactly what they're going through. And it's devastation, and it's so sadness, and it's hard days ahead. But Lord, with your help, we know that they will come through it, Lord. And I just bless you all and ask for blessings on those folks in Texas. And remember, tonight when y'all say your prayers, say a prayer for those folks in Texas. And, you know, say a prayer for everybody around. We're all needing help, every one of us. I'm Robin Miller, your winking chef. Tune in again, and we'll have another recipe in a day or two. You have a good day. Bye-bye.